Hello, everyone. Welcome to our show today called NG 英文. My name is John Drummond, or 杨浩恩.
Hello， 大家好，欢迎回到我们西平方的节目 NG 英文，我是 Angela。
We have a great show for you today with our good friend Evert Van Der Maas, who's known around the Taiwanese community as that handsome tall dude, aka Evert.
是的，今天我们很幸运的邀请到了知焙咖啡的共同创办人 Evert 来我们 NG 英文跟大家做一个在多元文化背景下成长的经验，跟他们这个公司知焙咖啡的创立，以及一路走来学语言的心路历程。
But before we get to the interview with Evert and I, Angela is going to help us break down some business terms that are very common around the world, mostly known as B2B and B2C.Yeah. So take it away, Angela, here on NG 英文。
好的，没问题John，谢谢你的介绍。那没有错，今天我们要来介绍几个在商业英文里面常见的说法，请大家赶快把你的 NG cheat sheet 这个 NG 英文专属的笔记小抄准备好，我们要开始咯。待会节目中呢，我们会听到几个比较偏商业用的英文，像是 B2B、B2C 等等的说法。那这是什么意思呢？好，首先这个 B2B 它写出来的话是英文字母 B 加上一个阿拉伯数字2 2， 然后呢再接一个字母 B B2B。 那这个 B 它代表的是商业企业 business， 而数字2 2它取的是 TO2 的谐音哦，所以 B2B 它其实完整呈现的话会是 business to business，也就是企业对企业的商业模式。那另外 Evert 他也有提到说，他们之后呢会计划朝这个 B2C 的发展。那这个 B2C 它的 C 代表的是 consumer 消费者，那把它这个 B2C 展开来看的话呢，就是 business to consumer 企业对消费者，就说他们计划未来呢要走这个直接对消费者的商业模式。讲到这边，各位听众朋友都还可以齁，我们还有2个要介绍给你哦。除了 B2B 还有 B2C 以外呢，我们还有 C2B 跟 C2C。 不过既然大家现在都知道 B 代表的是 business 企业， C 代表的是 consumer 消费者，想必 C2C 各位应该也大概知道是什么意思吧。没错，就是 consumer to consumer 消费者对消费者的商业模式，像是虾皮啦或是淘宝这些等等的网站，就是消费者对消费者，通常呢不太会有大型企业在其中干预。而最后这个 C to B 则是 consumer to business， 它指的呢是像团购这样子集合消费者，以消费者为核心的商业模式，让企业给出优惠价格。好，讲到这些又是 C 又是 B 又是 to， 希望呢没有搞到大家头昏脑胀。我们来稍微回顾一下吧。第一个 B2B 它是 business to business 企业对企业。好， B2C business to consumer 企业对消费者。第三个 C to C 大家记得是什么吗？没错，就是 consumer to consumer 消费者对消费者。最后 C to B 它是 consumer to business， 没错，消费者对企业。这样子大家有比较了解了吗？希望刚才讲的这些呢对你的英文学习之路有所帮助。如果有漏掉没有听到或是写下来的也不用担心，可以上 Spotify 或是 YouTube 频道，随时要听几次就加听几次。有什么问题呢也欢迎在底下留言让我们知道哦。那如果大家都已经准备好的话，我们就赶快进入今天的访谈内容，听听 Evert 的分享吧。
All right. As always, thank you, Ms. Angela Ma, for that wonderful NG 英文 breakdown. My guest today on the show is half Taiwanese, half Dutch. He grew up on an incredibly beautiful island known as Saipan. He is an entrepreneur, actor, model, lover of traveling, and so much more. So everyone, please welcome my good friend Evert.
Yeah, good to be here.
Thank you for joining us today on NG 英文, my dude. Man, you are an incredible human. You are an entrepreneur. You are an environmentalist. You are a model, a handsome dude for show. You are super active in the community. But I was just reminiscing with you off air. Where did we actually meet?
访谈开始，这样跟我们来宾 Evert 聊到说，他们两个其实在6年前的一个广告选角认识的，而且那时候啊，这个 Evert 他才刚来台湾不久，这样是他当时几个认识的人之一，两个人一拍即合，友情呢也就延续下来了。那这个广告选角的英文呢，我们可以说 commercial casting。好，commercial casting， 大家有听到这样提到说 a casting for some commercial， 意思就是说某个广告的选角。赶快来认识认识这位帅哥来宾吧。
Wow, I think we met like 6 years ago. When I first came to Taiwan, you're one of the first people I met. I met you at a casting for, I forgot what it was, but we hit it off, we talked, and we got along well.
Yeah, man, that's right. We met it at a casting for some commercial. So your journey before you got to Taiwan started in a small, beautiful island in the Pacific called Saipan, which is an American territory. But yeah, you were born in Taiwan and then at 5 moved to Saipan where you were speaking Dutch, Chinese, and no English at that time. Is that right?
接下来在这段访谈中，我们会听到一些有关于 Evert 他的成长背景、成长过程。在台湾出生长大的他呢，爸爸是荷兰人，妈妈是台湾人。爸爸呢在家都是跟他讲荷兰文，那妈妈就跟他说中文。本来呢一直都是照这样子的模式生活成长，后来5岁的时候跟着家人搬到了在西太平洋跟关岛当邻居的美丽天堂塞班岛 Saipan， 开始过着每天要学英文讲英文的生活。爸爸妈妈也都开始跟他用英文来沟通，导致他后来本来会的荷兰文跟中文就很可惜都慢慢忘掉了，直到后来搬回台湾之后才又开始重新学中文。这边等一下大家要听到他说这个字 Dutch， 就是荷兰文，好，或者呢也有这个荷兰人的意思。那如果是当作形容词用的话，它也有荷兰的或是荷兰人的意思。马上来听这段分享。
Yeah, that's completely right. I was born here in Taiwan. My dad spoke to me in Dutch. My mom spoke to me in Chinese. And when I moved to Saipan, I had to learn English. And at that point, my parents started speaking to me in English as well. And I forgot really all my Dutch and most of my Mandarin. So I had to relearn that as well when I came back to Taiwan.
Yeah, man, you are full of surprises with your language, and it's been such a journey. But that has opened the door to Taiwan, which was just a year break from university and college life. And now you are an entrepreneur, and you co-founded with our friend Juan Cipe Coffee. So can you share about that journey?
紧接着在这段访谈内容里呢 Evert 会跟大家聊到说，其实他一开始来台湾只是计划短暂待1年而已，没想到呢就很刚好的跟模特儿界有了接触，还签了合约，跟香港、曼谷、大陆都有合作。后来他也开始在咖啡厅兼职当 barista， 当这个咖啡师。那因为又刚好有朋友在这个接触咖啡产业，在准备这个开公司把萨尔瓦多的咖啡进口到台湾来，所以两个人呢就决定一起合作，创办了这间知焙咖啡 Cipe Coffee。 那这边待会有2个片语我先跟大家介绍一下。第一个 in the midst of， 它是在什么什么之中当中的意思，所以Evert 说他朋友当时已经是在 in the midst of opening a company， 就是说朋友他当时已经准备在开公司，在进行准备到一半的意思。好，那另外一句 put our heads together， 字面意思像是把头放在一起，其实呢就是在表达说 Evert 跟朋友Juan2个人一起集思广益，一起创立公司。那这边这位神秘朋友Juan，其实啊就是之前也曾经来上过我们节目，来自萨尔瓦多的杜约翰。快来听听这段内容吧。
Yeah, so I started off coming to Taiwan as a break from university. I was going to take a year off. I got into modeling. I got a contract in Hong Kong for 2 months. I got a contract in Bangkok for 3 months. I went to China for some time as well. And during this time, I realized that I really enjoyed traveling, and I kept postponing this year off. And so I did modeling for about 3 or 4 years. Then I started doing a little bit of part-time barista in a coffee shop. And at this time, I've already met Juan, and he was from El Salvador, and I knew he was doing some stuff with coffee as well. So I hit him up one day, and I was like, hey man, you're doing some stuff with coffee, so am I. Let's see if we can put our heads together. And he told me that he was already in the midst of opening a company, bringing in coffee beans from El Salvador, importing it and distributing it here in Taiwan. And I was really interested in that idea, and we came together and we started Cipe Coffee.
Yeah, man. Chipe coffee from the farm to Taiwan. Yeah, the farms in El Salvador. And that is so cool, man. Shout out to our buddy Juan.
Shout out.
Shout out. And so thinking about that, as you guys are kind of co-founders, what is your actual role now with Chipe Coffee?
在这段访谈中，我们要来请这位知焙咖啡的共同创办人 co-founder Evert 来跟大家分享他在公司所担任的角色，他负责的部分。Evert 说啊，其实他一开始真的懂得也都不多，都是靠换提拔教他怎么做生意，怎么销售产品。不过呢 Evert 他都学得很不错哦。现在呢，主要就是在负责这方面，要开发客户、拜访客户，像是去连锁咖啡厅啦，或是去像咖啡烘焙商等等，跟他们介绍这个来自萨尔瓦多高品质的咖啡。那在最后，大家有一天要这样提到两个比较商业用语的英文 Man on the ground 跟 B2B。Man on the ground 在这里的意思呢，我们可以想成是公司的代表，就是在负责公司端跟客户端之间移动联络的角色。那这个 B2B 就是我们前面在 NG 英文有提到的 Business to Business， 一种企业对企业的商业模式。
In the beginning, I really didn't know what I was doing with business. Juan graduated university, and he had a lot more experience in this stuff. So basically, he was teaching me, how to do business, how to make sales. And fast forward to now, really what I focus on is to get clients. I'm going to meet people who own coffee shops. I'm going to chains. I'm going to roasters, and I'm just spreading this great quality coffee that we have. And I'm getting people to try it and really finding clients and building that relationship.
Yeah, man, I love that. So you're kind of the man on the ground, yeah, focusing on that B2B, business to business life, man. And I think that has probably improved your Mandarin so much over the years now, and we'll kind of touch on that later. But yeah, I think it's super cool, and congratulations to you and Juan. As I heard recently, you guys brought in over 20 tons of coffee recently.
Yeah, that was a big step for the company. And we're looking forward to what we can expand more with.
Yeah, man. Speaking of expansion, thinking about maybe 2020 and beyond, have you and Juan kind of thought about where you guys want to put your energy?
在上段尾声呢 John 跟 Evert 两个有提到说他们知焙咖啡啊最近进了20吨的咖啡 20 tons of coffee， 真的是恭喜他们了，达到公司很重要的一个里程碑。那之后他们对公司有没有什么期许，或是希望未来可以达到什么目标嘞？当然有咯。 Evert 说他们希望之后可以把事业版图扩大发展，开发除了台北地区以外的客户，甚至是跨海到亚洲其他地方发展，像是新加坡啦或是香港等等。而且他们最近还有一个新的 co-product， 一个连产品哦，就是这个咖啡樱桃干要上市。这个咖啡樱桃干它有丰富的钾和抗氧化剂，对大脑很有帮助哦。Evert 说他们这次要尝试 B2C Business to Consumer， 也就是呢前面我们在 NG 英文里面有提到的一种企业直接对消费者的商业模式。赶快来听听吧。
Yeah, so we do want to focus on Chipe. We want to expand into Taiwan more. We have most of our clients right now in Taipei. They're big cities, Kaohsiung, Taichung. There are other cities all over Asia, and we want to go to like Singapore, Hong Kong, and then we have this other product coming out soon. It's a co-product of the coffee farming industry, and it's the dried coffee cherry. So coffee is actually a cherry. It looks really similar to the cherries that we eat, and after processing coffee, the co-product would be like a dried husk of this cherry, and we process it a little bit more, and we can bring it here into Taiwan, and it's has a lot of antioxidants. It's got potassium. It's great for your brain cognition, and has just as much caffeine as a cup of black tea. So we're going to go from business to consumer, which is something we haven't really done before. It's going to be a lot of fun as well, and that's something exciting coming up soon.
Yeah, man, I love that. So it kind of sounds like, to sum that up, you guys are adding or expanding to this company and adding a B2C, a business to consumer component, as you already have and will continue to have that B2B, that business to business side of things. So I wish you and Juan nothing but success with that. Thinking about all this now in terms of your language, you speak 3 languages fluently: Dutch, Mandarin Chinese, and English. But your day-to-day life with 知焙 Coffee is now primarily in Mandarin, is that correct?
接下来在这段分享中啊，我们会谈到说 Evert 他虽然熟悉3国语言中文、英文、荷兰文，但是呢他现在每天在台湾上班，主要讲的都是中文，而且还是商业中文哦，所以一开始对他们来说真的有点吃力，尤其是又有一些商业术语啊什么的要学，不过后来常听久了也就都学起来了。只是我们中文这个语言啊，它难免还是有一些迂回婉转，比较不直接，让 Evert 他们常在跟客户谈生意的时候都不太了解他们真正的意思，不知道对方到底是要还是不要，喜欢还是不喜欢，所以最后都是请他们要直截了当表明意思。赶快来听听吧。
Yeah, that's correct. It really was difficult for us to learn, especially the business lingo and talks in Mandarin. When Juan and I first started, his Chinese was better when it came to business, and listening to him speak more, mine picked up a lot, and I really learned more. But, sometimes clients will be talking and, they either have like a second meaning behind what they're trying to say, or sometimes they say things that I don't really understand. So we have to ask them to say things simpler, and we really tell our clients that, we don't want to like dilly-dally around. Just be direct with us. If you don't like it, tell us, but don't like say it in a nice way where we have to try and figure out your meaning.
Yeah, so interesting, man. And, you're saying Juan, you kind of learned a lot from Juan, who is a foreigner, and you're like, wow, I'm impressed with the way he communicates in Mandarin, and that kind of motivated you to get your Mandarin up to the next level. So when did your language journey begin?
接下来在这段访谈中呢，我们要来谈谈 Evert 他学语言的过程。其实啊，在他跟家里搬到塞班岛之前，他的中文是很不错的，但是因为开始学了英文之后，开始每天练习每天讲，慢慢就忘记很多中文跟荷兰文了，只有在跟外婆讲话的时候会有机会说中文。虽然 Evert 说他妈妈也都有在这个尝试要帮他们兄弟俩练习，但那时候小男生小朋友嘛，一心只想着要跑出去玩，根本就不想学啊。一直到后来回台湾住之后，给自己找了一个家教老师上课，然后加上每天都处在这个中文环境里面，这种能力才又开始慢慢起来。到现在呢，他已经可以有办法用中文跟客户开会了。
So when I moved to Saipan, my Mandarin was very good. But learning English, I forgot a lot of my Dutch. I forgot a lot of my Mandarin. And the only times I really would practice speaking was when my grandma would come visit. And then we would come back and I would pick it up again. But when she'd leave, I wouldn't speak. And even though my mom wanted to teach us after school, me and my brother were just very stubborn. We wanted to play at the beach or play in the mountains and, be in nature. So really my Mandarin improved the most was when I moved to Taiwan. I just threw myself in here. I had a tutor teach me a little bit. I understand, what I could do best to learn. And I just kept trying and kept trying.
Yeah, man. And now you are taking business meetings fully in Mandarin, and I love that because that is such a kind of the heart of this show is like, oh, why do I need to learn other languages? Well, this is a perfect example, everyone. You are pushing your Mandarin skills and now you're doing business all in Mandarin. So well done, my brother. And that makes me think of kind of a tips and advice question I'd love to ask here on NG Ingwen. You were mentioning that you specifically knew how you learned, and I think that's something really important. So can you maybe share some more tips and advice with our listeners?
紧接着 Evert 要跟大家分享一些他学语言的心得，一些小撇步。他说啊，其实不管是学语言还是什么其他技能，都要知道什么样的学习方式对自己最有效，然后朝那个方向前进。像他个人呢，就是用读的，用看的，或甚至是把自己就直接丢到那个环境里面，在一个没有人会讲英文的环境里，强迫自己要用中文去表达。而这也就是为什么他有办法能够像现在这样子流利的用中文跟客户沟通。
Yeah, I think this incorporates, to language, but it incorporates to everything else when you're learning is you got to understand yourself. Everybody's an individual. Everybody does something better than they do something else. And I understood myself, and I know that I do best by reading. I do best by looking at something. I do best by throwing myself in there. And I understood that would make me learn the quickest. So really, I took that. And then I jumped right in and I did it. I found people that didn't speak English, so I could only speak Chinese. I found, a tutor to help me with my reading and books and all that stuff to help make my Chinese a lot better.
Yeah, man. I love that. And, you summed that up so nicely. Like you said, you knew what you needed to succeed. And that can be applied to not just language, it can be applied to anything in life, but you knew you needed to surround yourself. So you needed the environment, you needed to have a tutor to help you with reading and writing and maybe some more listening. And all those things accelerated you to now doing business level Mandarin here in Taiwan. So superstar, my man. Yeah, so this brings me to another question I'd love to ask here. And do you remember kind of any times you struggled with, let's say, English or Mandarin here in Taiwan?
接下来 Evert 有个之前因为中文没有讲好而造成的误会，让自己陷入一个无敌尴尬的窘境。他说有一次跟客户要去某个客户家里开会，那要去到这个客户家里呢，刚好就是要穿过某个大学校园，所以他们也没有多想，就照着 Google 地图走。没想到校园另外一边的大门关起来了，他们只好回去原来的入口，想说可以绕过学校去这位客户家，但走着走着就迷路了。刚好又遇到一个班级在上体育课，这个热心的体育老师就请3位女同学帮忙带路。那在这个带路的过程中呢，我们 Evert 就想说要表示友善，就想说跟他们聊个天好了，问他们几岁。但是可能因为他发音没有发好，把几岁讲的可能变成有点像是一起睡，把那几个女同学吓傻了，想说谁要跟你睡啊，只是老师交代帮你带个路而已好吗？让现场整个尴尬到不行。赶快一起来听听这段有趣的回忆分享吧。
Yeah, I got quite a funny story. Juan and I, we were supposed to meet a client near his house, and we looked at Google Maps on how to get there, and you had to cross through the university. University had an entrance, an exit. We thought, okay, cool. We're gonna walk through this university, get to the other side, and get to the meeting. And so we walk through the university. It's really nice. It's beautiful. We get to the other side, the gate's closed. So we're like, okay, we gotta go all the way back and go around. So we're trying to wander around, trying to find another exit. And we stumble upon a PE class, and this coach sees us. He sees us lost, as if we're lost. We're like, yeah. He sends like 3 girls to go escort us out. So they're walking us out. We're talking to them. I'm trying to make small talk. And I asked one of them, I was like, hey, 你几岁? Asking how old they are. And she just looks at me real confused. She's like, says, 我不想跟你睡. It's like, I don't want to sleep with you. I was like, no. That's not what I meant. Juan's like laughing real hard in the back.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just had to try and explain to her, like, no, I'm asking your age, not something else.
Yeah, man, that's a good one. That confusion of age versus sleep, which has a very similar sound in Mandarin. So, I can imagine that was quite an awkward one and quite a funny one. So thank you for sharing that. All right, my brother. Well, we are coming to our last question here on NG Ingwen, and it's a bit of a deeper question, maybe a little philosophical, so you can take it on the surface or you can dive in deep with me. But it is, if you could go back in time and talk to a younger Evert, would there be any advice you give yourself on language or life?
访谈最后，我们一样要来问问 Evert， 他有没有什么话想要跟以前的自己说呢？ Evert 说他希望自己要有自信，做自己想做让自己开心的事，而不是做一些别人帮你设想计划好的，不用去担心那一些。像现在他能够走到今天这一步，就是因为当初有相信自己，有跟随自己的梦想。另外呢，他也有提到一句达赖喇嘛的金句名言哦，他说 If you are speaking, you're saying things you already know. But if you're listening, you are learning things that you don't know. 什么意思呢？就是说当你说话的时候，你只是在讲一些你本来就已经知道的事情，但是当你聆听的时候呢，你可能会学到一些新的东西哦。哇，这真的是有深度有深度。赶快听听访谈最后这段内容吧。
It's a deep question.
Yeah, here we go. The
Really?
water's warm, baby. Dive on in.
Really, if I had to talk to myself, I would tell myself to be confident, to do the things that I want to do the things that make me happy. Don't worry too much what other people think. I should follow my own path instead of the path that other people, figured out for me. I really think I made the right choices to get to where I am today, and that is by following my heart and to continue traveling, to continue learning. Never stop learning, never stop growing. If you are speaking, you're saying things you already know. And if you're listening, you're learning things that you don't know. And I think that's great.
Oh my God. You dove deep with us, dude. To sum that up so beautifully, you just said, when you are speaking, you're saying things you already know, but when you're listening, you're essentially learning new things. Woo!
Very deep.
Very deep. You dove deep with me, my man. I love it. So where can people find more about your life personally, and maybe where can they learn more about Cipe Coffee and how to get involved with that?
So Cipe Coffee, we're on Instagram and Facebook. Our handle for Instagram is cipe.coffee. Cipe is CHIPE. And me, myself, I'm on Instagram as well. Evert Van Der Maas. It's EvertVanderMaas. It's a long name.
Evert Van Der Maas. Yeah, that Dutch last name. Yeah, and I guess Dutch first name as well, right?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
Evert
everything.
Dutch? Yeah. Awesome, my dude. Well, man, it's been a pleasure. I wish you and Juan nothing but success with all your future endeavors.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for having me.
You're both welcome. But yeah, good to see you today individually. And I'll talk to you next time, brother.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone. Peace. All right. Well, that is our NG Ingwen show for today. We hope everyone enjoyed listening to that. You can connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and now Spotify. You can search NG Ingwen, or you can search on IG NG English ICRT. And don't forget to tune in every Wednesday morning from 6:30 to 7 and Wednesday night from 9 to 9:30. We'll catch you on the next episode. Bye bye.
好，那我们今天西平方的节目 NG 英文就到这边告一段落啦，感谢大家的收听，别忘了到 IG 搜寻我们的粉丝专页 NG 底线 English 再底线 ICRT， 大家也要记得每周三早上6点半到7点，或是晚上9点到9点半，把广播调到 ICRT FM 100，准时收听我们节目哦。那也欢迎各位上网搜寻西平方的攻其不备课程，或者呢是到我们西平方的官网多读读一些有关 NG 英文的文章，看看有哪些是可以吸收学起来的小撇步哦。我们下周见了，拜拜。